you. Your heart is a magnet, I'm coming at you. Girl, you're my target, I'm aiming at you. You're a comet, I'm trying to catch you. We can break any rule they ever taught you. Forget about anything they ever bought you. Cause me and you don't need a lot in this world to get by. Plus you know I got you, you pull me in. I don't resist, time seems to fly but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix. And I wish that
if I just keep my eyes shut, maybe this time it would be enough.
So I need the dark. Without you here, I would never see the stars. I'm headed for you. Foot on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back.
Good evening, everyone on the EU server. Welcome back to the Professionals Tournament. We're back with rounds 10 to 11, and this is the penultimate day of the Professionals Tournament. And I think all of you would have known what the format of the Professionals Tournament is. If you still don't know the format, this is a refresher for you. It's a double round robin stage played in the best of 7 series. 8 teams in this bracket, and the top 4 will advance to the Blitz Ultimate Cup. What it means by double round robin, just think of the Premier League. It's the same format there. As for the tiebreaker rules, we were going to use these parameters. First, we're going with head-to-head round wins. So that's going to be the number of round wins between the tied teams. For example, we have Raid versus Jokes. They're currently tied with 2 round wins. Raid, but that's not a good example actually. So I would actually tell you with a better description here. So let's say we have Speedrunnery team against Ikra. At the moment, they're tied with 5 round wins. But BPS, Speedrunnery team, won Ikra twice, so they're ahead in tiebreaker in this situation and is a 3rd place, not the 4th place. However, the head-to-head round wins might not decide which team will be above the other. So next we're going to take a look at the head-to-head battle wins. And you can see from this example, Raid versus Jokes, they have the same number of round wins with only 2. But Raid has won 4-1 and lost 3-4. So that's we are seeing Raid getting 7 head-to-head battle wins against Jokes, with Jokes only getting 5. In this situation, Raid will be above Jokes in the tiebreaker in the 7th place currently. Battle wins is going to be the total number of victories scored by each team here. So at the moment, APA has the highest number of battle wins with 33. This could very well change tonight, depending on how many games APA won tonight. So this is not going to be important, so I'm going to hide this slide. This is we're going to ignore the qualification format because it is not applicable. Let's go to the timeline now. The professional tournament will be held until the 21st, and we are pretty much on the second last day. The top 4 will qualify to the Blitz Ultimate Cup, which will be fighting for a prize pool of $50,000. And the dates are the 2nd and the 3rd of December. This is the November schedule. We have matches from the 14th to the 21st, and tomorrow will be the last day with streams, and then I'll take a break. And this, depending on Wargaming whether to assign me to follow EU server or not, it's pretty much up to their decision. But we will see. This is the bracket. 20th of November, we have Jokes versus Ikra. That will be streamed by both Frigid and 9-0. Mnet will be following Rage versus the Pink team. I'll be following Gravitas versus APA, with Ice and Shots, which is going to be streaming in Russian. He will be following Serenity team, and they're going to be playing against Serenity first. The maps are Port Bay, Faust, Vineyards, and Descent. And this is the power rating just after the first stage of professional tournament, with a lot of results from challengers and also the lower echelon championship. This is going to change dramatically. So we will find the latest update after tomorrow. These are the maps for the 2022 summer season without Ghost Factory and Hellas. As you can see, there are 22 maps altogether. Thomas Peterson has made the following predictions. Our game, APA versus Gravitas team, Thomas Peterson is predicting a clean sweep in favor of APA, but is this going to be the case? Will Gravitas be able to get some match wins on the way? We'll find out here. The only close game that Thomas Peterson is predicting is Serenity versus Spirit team, which is going to go in favor of Spirit team by just a tiny amount. So this is a game to watch, but none of the English streamers are following this exciting match. So after everything has been said, let's go to the lounge right now. So there are two rounds tonight. After following, I'm following APA tonight. So we will first fight. We'll first see the battle against the battles against Gravitas team and then Ikra, and I'll have to do my homework with pronouncing Ikra's names, which I still haven't. But I will do it during the break, which I hope you don't mind me kind of muting myself for a moment. But while you're waiting, I need to take a break first. Hello everyone in the chat so far. Hello to Camelo. No rewards for the stream. I'm not sure if this is something that some people writing in another language is saying in the chat. There will be no containers. So I have to emphasize, no containers for this stream. I'll be back very soon, please bear with me. Okay, I am back for now. Of course, I'll be back. I am back in full force. Take a look at the leaderboard so far. Tonight, there will be 2 more rounds, and the table can look completely different. More importantly, for Gravitas and the Paint team, they definitely need to pick up some round wins tonight if they want to be in contention for the top 4. Spitrenery and Ikra will look to galvanize their top 4 position tonight, and Spitrenery team has some important games to win. They have to win against Serenity in order to be safe in the top 4, and Raid team should be a team that they should be able to win here. As for Ikra seems to have a harder time, but they will first go up against Jokes, and next they're going up with APA, and potentially they can pick up a round win. As for the Pink team, they must absolutely beat their opponents. First up, they're against Raid, and then against Jokes. So these 2 teams are clans that they should be able to beat. And if that's the case, they will have 5 round wins, but it's very likely then that Spitrenery team and Ikra will get 1 more round win. So today, I don't think the Pink team will get into the top 4. With Gravitas team, they would then face Serenity after facing APA. So there is a chance that I think the Pink team will be in the 5th place, but it all boils down to the final match day, where the Pink team will be facing Spitrenery team, Gravitas and Ikra. These games are going to define the Pink team's final position, as they're currently ranked at the 3rd, 4th and the 5th place. So they are hugely important games for the Pink team. If they want to get to the top 4, they must win them. Hopefully 2 out of 3 rounds might be adequate, but you may not know how well Spitrenery team and Ikra team are playing tonight. So there is a lot at stake. They don't want to mess it up, but tomorrow I think everything will be concluded then. We're going to be saying now, let's go to the waiting room. The waiting room is going to be here. APA versus Gravitas. APA will take an IS-7, which is a tag that I don't say often in this season. It was very common in the last couple of seasons, but IS-7 I believe has been nerfed. I'm not sure, but IS-4 I know has been buffed a little bit. Type 71s, we are seeing 4 of them on the APA side with a T100LT and a 60TP. Gravitas, we are seeing double IS7, triple Type 71, and AMX M4, and also a Vickers Light. Well, I can't wait to say what's going to happen, but Gravitas absolutely has to win this fight if they want to enter the top 4. I think a lot of people have not put Gravitas team as the final top 4 teams for the EU server, but they have shown time and time that they are capable of winning the huge giants. I think a couple of them were from Jones, which is the clan that I'm in at the moment. We have Mufasa, which is also known as Rameo. 6K is also known as Gaseo, and then we have Keku. Keku was also from Jones. Rather, I'm not sure. Maybe is also from Jones. But then they have integrated a couple of Russian players in that team. I think Yukalova and Nagabeta Bayets are the ones that are foreign players with solo. Let's call them so for now. Hi Sticky, how are you doing? So going into Port Bay, Gravitas team versus APA. What will we see here? APA, can they extend the lead in the top 4? If they manage to win all of their rounds tonight, I think they will qualify to the Blitz Ultimate Cup, and tomorrow will merely be a training day for them. We're going to be seeing Kitsune in the T100LT, looking to get spots near A, and we'll be going to this bush to do a decap. For the rest of the APA team, they're going for C, and so is Jones. As we can see, Yukalova is already there to spot tanks near C, but they might have dropped down a little bit too early. We are seeing shots coming in from both sides, and both teams have already taken some hits here. Uni, very important in the northeastern corner, but will be joined by 2 tanks of Bayets and 6K. Yukalova is trying to run away. Go look at APA. They are now running onto C. They need focus fire, but they are also bleeding at the moment. Aimbot verified battalion, also known as Ernest, is going to tag Keckle. And so far, hit points are neck and neck. Both teams have similar amounts of hit points, but we're seeing more shots coming in, and ARWV is trying to flank from the other side, but we'll be looking at Bayets, and also, oh my lord, Gaseo gets absolutely decimated there in the IS-7, and Uni might not be as perilous as once thought. And we can see now Gravitas, are they trying to push onto 5 tanks, and not sure if this is going to work here. I think Gravitas might have made a mistake. Kekko's now down to 1 shot, and ARWV won't be able to take that tank out. Kekko puts shots onto Ventium, and Lottery 3 is also quite low, and Ventium needs to push shells onto So with Uni dead, Kekko dead, Ventium dead. Oh, now Gravitas team has control of the northeastern corner. So gets shot at by Object 3, and Object 3 is being taken out. It's now a 5 versus 4. El Murray is now getting shut down by Yukalova, and Kitsune is going to be really important from behind. Gravitas team has seemingly pincered APA team near C, and Kitsune needs to free the tanks up. Yukalova is being chased by Kitsune here, and Yukalova is now down to 1 shot. Kitsune needs to put that shot in to Yukalova. Yukalova, great shot onto Kitsune, but Kitsune getting a kill. El Murray is dead. Daze is still very healthy, and I think their focus is now turned onto Mufasa here. Ernest is now dead, and Daze is going to have to stay alive as long as he could, and is now dropping the big consumable here, landing almost 700 damage onto Mufasa. Mufasa is now dead, and Daze, he needs a miracle. But Kitsune, it's also a 1 shot, so Kitsune has approached this one carefully. And Daze must panda shot onto Bias. It's the case. It's 900 damage done. But oh, Gaseo lands a shot onto Kitsune, killing the tank in the process. Good shot from Bias onto Daze, but Radicoso receives a bounce from Daze. It's all over for APA. Gravitas team won this fight in the first round, in the first battle. Well done to Gravitas team here. I was a bit doubtful whether the push on C works, but I don't think they won the match because of that. It's because they took control of the northeastern corner where they're able to pincer the tanks of APA near C, and they weren't able to do much. Kitsune, I'm not sure if he went in to deal with Vickers like a little bit too late, but APA and Gravitas team, both teams are really close, and Gravitas just pipped it because they controlled that northeastern area, and goes on to show how important the tiny map control could be if Uni is able to take hold of the northeastern corner. I believe things could have turned out very differently. So we are seeing an advantage going to Gravitas team. So far, leading 1-0. Well done. Привет. We're going to be seeing Gravitas and APA battling out in the second battle. Gravitas team so far so good. Their focus fire is good. Their movement can be improved further. I was not very sure whether they should have pushed C during the mid game, because that kind of allowed APA to focus fire a little bit easier. With Gravitas team gaining control of the northeastern area, I think maybe Gravitas team should have held a little bit longer. But they've won in the end, so it doesn't really matter here. APA, they're going to be taking out Vickers Light, Quintuple Type 71 and an IS-7 with Gravitas, looking to get double IS-4 and AMX M4, T100 LT and triple Type 71. We'll go back to Port Bay, and we can see blue team from the north spawn going mostly to C, with Gravitas team going mostly to C as well. This could very much descend into a brawl fest again. But let's look at Almuri trying to go up to the plateau here using this route. There are actually two routes in going up, and Almuri manages to climb up to the plateau and will be able to spot tanks here, all climbing even further higher. That gives APA a lot of information. They've spotted 4 tanks already. Oh, some shots on the crossing too. Both teams able to whittle down the hit points of each other a little bit. But we're seeing Mufasa bleeding even more. Now Kitsune puts a great shot to Mufasa. Mufasa needs to stay back. He is in trouble. He's pretty much the weakness here for Gravitas team. And APA seemingly looking to get some good defense near C. And we can see this time APA will put 2 tanks in the northeastern corner. But in terms of hit points, Gravitas team seems to have an advantage, and I think APA has to be really careful of that. We are seeing also Gravitas team pushing onto C, and they really need to make it work because it's all about focus fire. And APA, they're struggling in that department a little bit. Vensia is now dead. Northeastern corner, seemingly APA seems to have control in that. And we can also see now the Vickers like brawling with Keku, and this is going to be extremely crucial. But the shots aren't landing onto Keku at the moment, and Almuri needs some support. Almuri bounces onto Keku, and APA, they're limping. The effective DPM is with Gravitas. They have 7 tanks here, but Keku is finally taken out, and Almuri has to drop down in the end. Kitsune is down. It's now a 6 versus 5 situation. Bias needs to be taken out, but it will be Daze that gets killed, not Bias. But we will be seeing Ernest now down to 1 shot. Gaseo needs to get that shell in, but Object 3 shields Ernest here bites down, but it's going to be a 4 versus 3 situation. It's going to be really hard for AP to make a comeback unless there is a miracle here. Object 3 will be looking to get a good kill onto Gaseo, but I don't think that could be enough here unless Uni and Elmeri is able to connect with one another. But we're seeing Elmeri being taken out by So, leaving Uni the last tank alive. Wow, what a game. Well done to Gravitas team. This is some good brawls from Gravitas team. APA is struggling to cope with the brawls of Gravitas team. The focus fire was better for Gravitas team. I think it all went down when APA wasn't able to take hold of the northeastern corner again. Gravitas team taking hold of that area is so important. I think, I'm not sure if actually they took control, but at least they reduced the ability of APA being able to do stuff from the northeastern corner, and so we see Gravitas team leading with 3 tanks doing more than 2k and 4 tanks doing more than 2k for APA. But Gravitas team definitely showed why they're in the top 8. This is a strong battle for them. And we're now on to Faust. We're going to be seeing changes for both teams potentially. I think also this time the push on to C is good because they are like 4 versus 4. Is it 5 versus 4 in the middle? And with that, they also found some isolated APA tanks. They went for it and they didn't look back. So this is also another huge important factor on why Gravitas team won. But APA, at the moment, they are in good distance away from the rest, from the 5th place. It's okay if they lose a round, and Gravitas team definitely needs a win in the top 8, and a huge win against APA would increase their power rating by a lot too. So now we're going to be seeing Gravitas team taking potentially triple Type 71s, double 60 TPs, I think, a Sheridan and a 215B. Keku might change into another tank here. Just going back. Oh, it's a double 60 TP for Gravitas, with APA going for double 50B, triple Type 71, a 60 TP, and a Vigorous Light. So let's go back and find out what's going to happen. I'm being pinged on and people have to stop thinking that Wargaming is going to change their avatars. They're not. APA from the North spawn will try to go to C, with Gravitas team looking to go to A and a couple of tanks near D. What will happen here? Will APA pick up some wins on their way? It's a different map. Although I won't say Faust and Port Bay are totally different, they have a lot of similarities, to be honest with you. So with Gravitas team being able to win 2 battles on Mine Ruins, no, Port Bay, can APA put a chink in the armor of Gravitas team? Gravitas got D, so that's a good start for Gravitas team. And APA, so they're holding at the moment. Ernest is diligently staying there with Days, looking to get some information for APA team. Great shots onto Nagabeta by it though, but we're seeing So missing the shell. So far, APA has not bled, but he's still spotted though. He is trying to move back. Lucky that he didn't get shot at while moving back, and he's going to go away. He's going to retreat. Object 3 on the other hand, spotted Mufasa. and will look to go to B. They don't have the cap lead, but Mufasa might be able to push shots onto Object 3. I think that could be a huge mistake. Nukalova, big shot onto Object 3 as well. APA has dropped some hit points already. Object 3 taking the slope here. Are we seeing APA lining up for a push near D? But APA is also bleeding a lot here. You can see Object 3 in the Type 71. Great shot onto So. But at the same time, APA isn't really robust at the moment. They aren't really together. There are 4 tanks quite far forward, but 3 tanks, especially a 60 TP at the back. If APA gets too aggressive, I think this could go terribly wrong for them. So they have to exercise restraint, especially Object 3 and Ernest. It's very tempting, but with 60 TP still very far back, if Gravitas team decides to push now, 60 TP can still make shots, but we can also see now 50B looking to get Mufasa out of the way. Uni's now on the drum reload, and Ventium will be on the drum reload as well. APA steadily gaining the hit points, and Gravitas is hesitating on whether to push or not. Kitsune almost puts a shot onto Keko, but Gravitas team being that hesitant is going to come back and haunt them hard. If they are going to make a move, then they are going to be in trouble. And they are now going to make a move onto Object 3 with Keko bouncing onto Object 3. Gravitas team has dropped the ball and they have to commit to that move. Object 3 is down to a 1-shot. The hit points are in huge favor for APA at the moment. Uni takes a shot here. And we're also seeing a big push from APA with the double 50Bs looking to get Mufasa out of the way. Uni needs to put a shell onto Mufasa. Mufasa down to 1-shot. Ventium needs to land that kill onto Mufasa. It's going to be the case. Meanwhile, we have the APA tanks of Ernest and Object 3, both 1-shots. But Gravitas team isn't really pushing that at the moment, and they are showing their backsides. Ernest is now dead. Ukolova is going to be really low. Uni is dead. Object 3 is killed. It's a 6 versus 4. Oh, Ukolova is dead. El Murray is a 1-shot, but there are 3 really healthy tanks of APA. El Murray needs to stay alive. He's getting chased potentially by Gaseo, but we also see Radicoso being taken out as well. Daze, great shot onto Bytes, but there are still lots of hit. There's still 4 tanks for Gravitas team. It's going to be really tricky, but at the same time, Gravitas has the caps. And Daze is ready to push onto Keko, but Daze is now looking to get a push with Kitsune onto So and Nagameta. But can they get a kills before Gravitas team is able to get all the caps here? They have to hurry up. 3 tanks are still alive on Gravitas team. So is dead. Keko is still alive, but El Murray's is also 1-shot. Kitsune absolutely needs to get the shell in, but at the same time, Daze is going to welcome Keko, with Bytes also being taken out by El Murray. That's an important kill. Well done to APA. This time they exercised restraint and allow the 60 TP behind to get some shots. They didn't push in, which is a good choice because it could have gone really terribly wrong with Gravitas not allowing APA to get crossfire from the other end. And APA keeps on bleeding Gravitas team, and Gravitas team, they were petrified and they don't know what to do in that situation. They have the cap, however, and I don't think they're holding out well there. And I think in this situation, I would have called for a push, but you don't know. You never know. Sometimes you just want the cap lead to go to your favor and just sit it out. But what happened to Gravitas is just kept on bleeding, and by the time APA begins to push, they are struggling to survive. But APA almost lost this when they were not quick enough in clearing out the tanks, and had APA not being able to kill Keko near D, I think Gravitas team might be able to snatch this one. I mean, there is a chance. Gravitas team simply has like 3 caps at that point, and there are more than 800 cap points in this situation, and all they need to do is just stay alive. Or okay. Okay, now we're going to be seeing changes potentially. Gravitas and also APA. Gravitas now taking quadruple Type 71s, 1 Sheridan, 1215B and 162P I believe is the same lineup as last time with APA, quadruple Type 71, 1215B, 162P and a Vickers Light. We're going back on Faust. Oh. Fanlade asked where is last AFK, I don't know. I am very sure he's not kicked from the clan, otherwise AP will lose half of the prize pool.
Let's go.
Oliver, is it? Okay, so the stress is apparently on the second syllable, so thanks for telling me, Galacticus. So Oliver, okay, Oliver, then that's how we're going to pronounce it. Alvari is able to spot both Keko and Bytes, but So is capturing C at the moment. We could see C being captured here and APA not getting a cap again. So like last time they have to figure out how to rotate, and last time they did it well. This time Gravitas team is going to make it easy for them. And we're seeing Ventium taking a hit here near D, and A will be captured by Gravitas team. Again, they will have a comfortable lead with the cap points, but they will have to hold well. Object 3 in the 215B is going to push the line up near A, looking to get some spots, but won't be able to shoot anything at the moment. He has to be really careful going up to this platform. We'll be able to spot some more tanks, but getting crossfire will be an interesting issue. He gets tracked by Bifasa, great return fire there. The Bias will be putting a good shot onto Object 3, and Yukolova is going to run away in the Sheridan. Both A and C are captured. We could see APA holding near A. And Uni, good shot onto Radicoso, and Gaseo also gets shot at. The hit points are in favor of Gravitas team at the moment. They've traded slightly better, but it's no way definitive at the moment. We could see APA stacking up near A. Are they going to make a push onto Radicoso? It's possible. Gravitas team's a little bit straight out at the moment, but they're also seeing some issue going on. APA, Object 3 might be in trouble. They're going to put a shot onto Bias. Bias dropped the reactive armor. Daze trying the attention onto Mufasa now, but Daze bounces, and Bias now coming back to get Object 3 here. Great shot from behind. And the focus is turning back to Bias, but the reactive armor is going to buy a lot of time for Gravitas team now. They're going to push on to Ernest and Uni. They are in trouble, but APA still has a hit point pool lead. They need to get the tanks out now, otherwise they are in huge trouble. Bias is now down. You can see Gravitas team looking to get Uni out, and they got Uni out. It's now 6 for 6 with Mufasa now very low. Ventium will not be able to kill. It's Ernest getting the kill. It has descended into Pandemonium with Casino coming from this area. Big shots onto Yukolova, and El Murray is going to run around, and we can see BP Gravitas team now fighting in this bunker. Ventium is rolling. No, it's going to push shots onto Keiko. Yukolova is dead, and the Gravitas team is struggling to hold on at the moment. They are collapsing. Radicoso down to 1 shot. And we could see Ventium looking to land that kill onto Radicoso. It's not a kill there from Ventium, it's from Daze. Daze absolutely needs to land a shot onto Gaseo. It will be the case. Almari bounces, and Ventium in the Type 71 manages to kill Keko. And this kill right here, and very quickly, So will not be long for this world. This would mean APA would bring it back to level. 2-2 the scoreline. It is now. Well done to APA. This is a great match from both teams, I think. APA just got that hit list sorted nicely. I mean, Gravitas team didn't play terribly. I probably didn't focus what's going on, what happened to Gravitas team. I wasn't paying too much attention, but we could see just, again, chaos, pandemonium, turmoil, it's just all over the place. But it's APA that is coming out on top in this brawl. It's now 2-2. Can Gravitas team pick back up their strong performance against APA or Mayan Ruins. They might be on a downward spiral now, and they need to swim out of the rip current if they want to win this round. And they have to win this round in order to put themselves closer to a top 4 spot. I like Carmelo's response here. Last AFK is not here because he's AFK. Good one there. APA. Now, Vineyards, it's a totally different map than the last two. Vineyards is a lot more open, although Faust is somewhat open too, but Vineyards, you're going to be seeing a lot of light and medium tanks, and this is what we are seeing here for Gravitas team. They're taking double T100 LTs. Besides getting both A and B, sometimes the light tanks will try and go for C and cap it out. APA, they're going to be taking a 907 by Ernest, or are they going to ditch this these tanks? No, they're going to insist with Sheridan, Object 907, and a 60TP alongside 4 Type 71s. And now Barry will confirm with the Sheridan. And let's go back in. Vineyard. Currently it's 2-2. Can APA bring this to a match point, or will Gravitas team bring this to a match point? And we will find out now on Vineyards. I'm a bit choking. Yes, I'm coughing. Let's go up high now, and we will see APA from the north spawn with Gravitas team. From the south spawn, we are seeing El Mari in the Sheridan, looking to get the spots for APA, and Gravitas will be going for the northwestern area. We are seeing El Mari. Can he get spots? Can he get spots on the double T100 LTs? Not at the moment. A is getting captured by Ernest at the moment, but the double T100 LTs, they have to be really careful. Triple Type 71s are coming to the ruins here, but Uni has taken a huge beating crossing to the ruins, and now the T100 LTs are going to run away because they can't engage the Type 71s on APA. Object 3 is very aggressive in the Type 71. He has to be careful though, because if Gravitas team is able to relocate, then Object 3 is out in the open, and he's going to move back for now. He has to play it really cautiously. Mufasa takes a hit, and the hit points are in favor of AP at the moment. Uni, although taking a lot of shots at the start, it's not going to give Gravitas team the hit point pool lead just yet. We can see APA, the Type 70 was trying to move backwards, so receives a couple of bounces, and Uni's now down to 636 hit points. If Gravitas team is able to kill Uni, then they will get back the cap lead. So, get shot at. Oh, but we can see a push coming from Object 3. Now, good shots onto Mufasa. Mufasa might be in a bit of trouble, and Kinkeko supports Mufasa here. It's a bounce onto Object 3, but at the same time, Gravitas team has now rotated back to the spawn, and Object 3 is in trouble. Ernest puts a good shot onto So, and also El Murray in the Sheridan. They have to be really careful. They have to start cooperating now. Meanwhile, the Type 71s, are they able to get those Type 71s of Gravitas team out of the way? El Murray and also Ernest. Oh, they have to work together here. Gravitas team is trying to get Ernest out of the way. And Bias, let's get dropped down. Ooh, a ram onto Yakolova. And Ernest brings that tank to a one-shot. Mufasa is dead. And Ernest kills Yakolova. And we're seeing So looking to get the kill on Ernest. Bias is now down. APA is now pushing onto V. It looks very strong for APA at the moment. They haven't lost a tank so far. Radek is now dead. APA also gaining control of the northwestern corner. So pretty much all the fights they are having at the moment, they won all of them. Ernest is now down. We're seeing Ernest surviving for a little bit longer with So being taken out, leaving Keko the last person standing. Ventium looking to put a shot onto Keko, but it's a bounce sadly, and it will be Days getting the kill in the end. Nope, it's Object 3. Object 3 kills Stow Days as we speak. And this is a big performance by APA. A dominant performance overall. They are winning all the 3 fights, and despite Gravitas team making a counter push back to the spawn, they weren't able to kill the medium tanks quickly enough, and also the Sheridan. I think that is a huge problem there for Gravitas team, allowing APA to get the tanks from the other sides, and also the Type 71s of Gravitas team aren't able to win a fight in the ruins. So unfortunately, Gravitas team will lose against APA, and APA, I think they're going to be really close in securing a top 4, but it's 3-2. APA has not won the fixture yet. It's 3-2 at the moment. I thought APA was leading 3-2 at this point, but APA has to win one more. APA has to win one more. Can Gravitas team bring this to a tie breaker? I mean, like Nesquid is saying, I'm choking a lot tonight. And that is not fun. And we'll go back and say, can Gravitas team start to pick up the form? They must begin doing so. Because if they don't, APA will win the next one, and they will bring it to a 4-2. We don't want that to happen. APA, on the other hand, 3 consecutive wins will give them a lot of confidence. But it's not the end yet. We've seen teams winning 3 in a row and then losing 2 in a row after that. Anything can still happen at this stage. APA, quadruple Type 71s, 1 Sheridan, 1 60 TP, and 1 T100 LT. No, we don't have a Sheridan, we have a Vecus Light instead. On the other hand, we have Gravitas team, we have double IS4, double Crown, double Type, and a T100 LT. We're going back. Gravitas team, red team with more than 1,000 hit points of advantage. We are going to be seeing El Mary in the Vecus Light, looking to spot up Gravitas team. And he's not going to get B for now. He's going to let the heavy tanks to get B, and look at what El Mary did there. He's lit up the tanks of Gravitas team, and look at the crossfire from Daze. Great shot onto So. Oh, it's the first time we are seeing RG playing in round 10. APA, on the other hand, they lost some hit points with Entium. They weren't able to get any caps so far. So is going to be in A, and Gravitas team is going to get control over the ruins there in the northwestern area. Gaseo also took some hits at APA. They are trying to get C right now with El Murray dropping into the cap, but that won't give them the cap advantage. They will have to get B as well, but it's going to be difficult because Gravitas team will be able to reset B, and look at the shots coming to Ventium. But at the same time, APA is able to bleed Gravitas team. If Gravitas isn't able to conserve hit points, then they are in trouble. But APA is also bleeding at this point, so it's pretty much equal trading. But we're going to be seeing a push coming from APA, going to get Gaseo out of the way. Let's follow Object 3 in the Type 71. Big shots onto Gaseo, but Ernest misses that shot. Ernest is now down to 2 shots here. Object 3, and Ernest will get that kill. But Ernest is also taken out. Gravitas has made an immediate push onto down to the river. But APA with those light tanks are going to snipe from behind, getting So out of the way. APA so far is doing well in the middle, but the hit points are still in favor of Gravitas team at the moment with Uni. He needs to hold there for long enough. Buy time for APA. Object 3 is now down. RG, great shot onto Kitsune at the moment with the double light tanks. They have to do a lot of stuff. Great shot onto Mufasa, but Venti will be the focus for beat a Gravitas team, potentially with Kitsune. Great shot onto Mufasa, taken out by Ventium. Great kill right here. I love how they focused that tank down instead of RG, but RG now has 2 shots in. Oh, it's an HE splash though onto RG. Unable to save Kitsune here. It's a 3 versus 3. We can see a 1 versus 1 fight happening here. Ecolifer and Daze. Ecolifer is trying to run around, trying to run away. But Daze will put a big shell to Ukolova setting, Ukolova on fire. El Murray puts a good shot onto Ukolova as well. But Keko will be looking to put a good HE shell to El Murray. El Murray needs to survive. It's a 2 versus 3. This is going to be really tight. It's all about teamwork here. APA gets 2 caps, but I don't think this is going to be the most important thing. And El Murray absolutely needs to land that kill onto Biot. It's the case. The double light tanks of APA are playing beautifully. And Daze and also El Murray will need to get Keko off the way. Keko 1 versus 2. This is going to be important. And APA all they need to do is to survive. If they lose more tanks, they will be in trouble. But Ace is able to run out of the line of sight of Keko just in time. But Keko is able to put a big shot onto El Murray now. Daze is going to put a good shot onto Keko, and El Murray will be the one getting the kill onto Keko. And this is going to be a win for APA 4-2, and there is like a fire alarm. I have to mute myself for now. Alright, my my flatmate just set the house on fire, but I'm now safe. The alarm has stopped raging, and ABA 2 tanks doing more than, I don't know what I'm talking about, 5 tanks doing more than 2k, and 4 tanks doing more than 2k for Gravitas team. Well done to APA here. The light tank fights, like how they work together. I think without their teamwork here, I think APA would have a much harder time in winning this one. Gravitas brought it really close, but once again, it's splitting hairs. It really boils down to whichever team has better focus fire, has more shots penetrating the armor, and it appears that APA is the team that gets more shots in and get more penetrations in, with Gravitas team losing this round. And because there are only 4 more rounds to go, APA is officially through to the Blitz Ultimate Cup, and I have to extend my huge congratulations to APA. They are the first team to qualify to the Blitz Ultimate Cup. Apex server, we don't have any sure confirmations yet, because there are 4 teams tied with 7 round wins, 1 team with 6 round wins, and 1 team with 5. So every team there could still be out of top 4 if they don't have a good performance tomorrow. But for the EU server, we already have a qualifier, and that's APA. So for the next round, APA does not have to worry too much about losing their rounds. They can use the remaining rounds to train and experiment with different strategies. So we have some results here. The pink team has won Raid 4-0, with Ikra winning Jokes 4-0. So with this result, the pink team will be tied with the Gravitas team with the same number of round wins, but Gravitas team has won against the pink team in the first stage. So the pink team is still in the 6th place at the moment. But for Gravitas team, the next opponent will be Serenity, and it will be an extremely difficult opponent. They started their round really well. The first 2 wins against APA is really great to watch, but they struggled immensely in the next 2 maps. On the next 2 maps, at APA, with better teamwork overall, they managed to come out on top. And with that performance, we saw earlier, APA. Now, APA is going to be really safe. It's confirmed confirmed a spot in the Blitz Ultimate Cup. Gravitas team. They have to hope that Serenity won't win against Spit Rennery team. If that's the case, Serenity won't be in the top 4 just yet, and Gravitas team might still be able to overtake the 3 teams above them. But also, if Spit Rennery team wins against Serenity, then there will be a 2-round gap between Spit Rennery team and Gravitas team, and this means that they have to hope that some of the clans above them will slip up in the next round. The next rounds, we will be seeing Jokes versus the Pink Team, Ikra versus APA, Raid versus Spitrenery Team, and we also have Gravitas versus Serenity. Alrighty. Good morning, Romeo. How are you doing? Who says 4-0? No one says 4-0. Alright, I forgot to end the poll. No, everything everything is not going according to plan. Fire focus is I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's intentional, but I think Carmelo is referring to the fire alarm going off right after the end of the sixth match of APA versus Gravitas. Sorry, I can't coach. Yeah, Domino is really is right about this. There is an insane play from the likes of APA team, and that was totally great to see. Oh my god, I can't. Oh god, I just cackling a lot at the gaff. What's happening just then? Do we have results for Serenity versus Spitrenery team? Come on, let's see. It could go to a tiebreaker here. Spitrenery team definitely need a win against Serenity because Spitrenery so far, and I'm glad that Tolia did assign me to stream that much matchup. Otherwise, I would choke even more with the pronunciation of Serenity and Spitrenery. And well, what can I say? I don't know why I didn't confuse Gravitas with Spitrenery team. But then I mean, when I'm streaming Gravitas, I always say Gravitas and not Spitrenery. But when I say Spitrenery, just like 2 days ago, I just continue to confuse with both Spitrenery and also Gravitas, and I frequently call the Spitrenery team the Gravitas team. But I mean, just please forgive me on this one because previously the first team of BPS is Gravitas team. That was from last year, so good that I am not following Spitrenery team tonight. Not sure about tomorrow. Tolian will assign me to a clan to stream, but as we're seeing, great performance by APA, and let me just kind of do some revision with some of the Icarus team names, and I'll be back very soon, so please allow me to mute myself for a moment. Alright, I'm back. Okay, let's see if we have results for Serenity versus Rennery team. I am just looking at the pronunciation. I hope I will get it right in the next one. For Icarus team, but we are seeing Serenity winning Rennery team 4-3 on a tiebreaker. That puts Serenity team very close in qualifying to the Blitz Ultimate Cup. There are only 4 rounds to go. So let's so at the moment here, Serenity, they have to beat against Gravitas team in order to qualify. I think this will be the round to watch. It will be streamed by Robert, so remember to make sure to follow his stream if you want to see whether Serenity will qualify to the Blitz Ultimate Cup. So tonight we will potentially see 2 clans that will qualify to the Blitz Ultimate Cup. Yeah, potentially 2 clans. If Serenity loses, they will lose against Gravitas team because this is a team they will follow. And they first won against them 4-2. So Serenity, if they lose against Gravitas, they have to lose by a margin of 3-4 in order to still have the tiebreaker advantage against them. So this is what needs to be done for Serenity. So no pressure on Serenity. They're very close. I mean, they're currently leading by 4 round wins. So the clans below them have to, I mean, Gravitas and the Pink team has to do really well to catch up. And Ikra now in the 3rd place with 6 round wins, and Rennery team with 5. The Pink team will have to hope that Ikra doesn't win the match against APA, which we will be streaming in around 16 minutes. And if Ikra loses and the Pink team, if they win, that will put them with 5 round wins and just only 1 more round to overtake them. And the Pink team hasn't faced Ikra yet in the 2nd stage. In the 1st stage, they lost to Ikra 0-4. So it will be really hard for the Pink team to overtake Ikra unless the Pink team win against Ikra 4-0. And they will potentially be above Ikra in the number of battle wins. So it's going to be really interesting here. The Pink team absolutely has to win against Jokes if they still want to have a chance in the top 4. But I would think that it will all boil down to the next round. If Ikra is able to win, then depending on the results of both Gravitas and the Pink team, I think the chances of these 2 teams getting in the top 4 might get slimmer and have to rely on the Spit Rennery team not to do well on the final day. Raid and Jokes are still in the running though, but their chances are really low. They will have to win 4 in a row in order to overtake some clans above them, and it will be an uphill battle for them. And we will see what's going to happen next. I am going to update my power rating, and I will deliver the odds for round 11. Okay, let me upload the table.
I'm walking around in the circle of life, doing the things I know, walking the same ways 100 times.
Okay.
With the same soul. But do you ever try path on the right side, put it up in your mind? But do you ever try path on the left side, put it up in your mind? It's gonna be alright. You run, try, roll your mind. 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 Seeing all the watering fill in your eyes, doing the things they know, talking about the same old stories they've heard about the people they think they know. But do you ever try path on the right side, put it up in your mind? But do you ever try path on the left side, put it up in your mind? It's gonna be alright. You run, try, roll your mind. You run, try, roll your mind. You run, try, roll your mind. You run,
Yeah, 2 years and a couple missed calls in a new city with a couple new walls and some new friends. They don't know who you are, but I like them better anyway. Cause they don't stress when I'm having some fun, and they don't guess if I'm feeling undone. Though I can't sleep now, I wonder if I like it better, like it better. We've been so unattached that I think I need to connect. Cause can't fall asleep alone. I think I still need you on the phone. Yeah, I can't fall asleep alone. And I just miss.
Alright, so here are the new odds for round 11. Looking at EU server, the next couple of matches will be the Pink team versus Jokes. Predicted to go in favor of the Pink team 4-2. And Jokes might be able to win something here, because they've beaten the Pink team before. That's back in the Blitz Premier Cup. And the first time, in the first stage, I'm seeing the Pink team beating Jokes 4-0, so I'm not sure why. We're seeing not a big scorer, but then as well, the Pink team at the moment doesn't have like an extremely high power rating, so maybe that could explain stuff. Ekra, on the other hand, against APA is predicted to go to a tiebreaker. Ekra against APA, they won against APA 4-1 the first time, but this time APA predicted to win. It will be interesting. Will we see APA making a comeback here? But Ekra definitely needs a win in order to be safe in the top 4. For Raid versus Split Rendery team, this is predicted to go in favor of Split Rendery team 4-0. The odds of Raid are as high as 16.73. You can say the odds have lengthened even more than the odds against Serenity. Well, we know Raid won against Serenity with 16.013 odds. Can they do it with 16.73 odds? This is going to be really interesting. Gravitas team versus Serenity. Serenity will win against Gravitas team 4-3 according to Thomas Peterson, but the odds aren't as big as Raid versus Split Rendery team. Sticky Us, where the my table will be exactly how Wargaming calculates the wins. Yes. Yes and yes. Wargaming will combine the tables of the first and second stage, and they will calculate the total number of round wins. At the moment, APA, they have won 3 rounds in stage 2, and stage 1 they've won 6 rounds, so that's 9 rounds altogether. Serenity 5 rounds in stage 1 and 3 rounds so far in second stage. So yes, that is correct. So this is exactly what you will see in the final table. At the moment, Acra with 2 round wins and 4 round wins in the first stage, and Split Rendery team 4 round wins in the first stage, and also 1 round win so far in the second stage. So they will be so they will have 5 round wins, with the Pink team 1 round win in the second stage, and also 1 round win in 3 round wins in the first stage, putting them to 4 round wins. And Gravitas is the same here, 3 plus 1. So this is the case. This is what is going to happen here. I don't see anything different. I am very confident that's how Wargaming calculates the table. Okay, so we now have a room invite, so we will go in now. APA versus Acra on Yukon. Are we going to be seeing double Death Stars from APA on Yukon? Please don't do that. Oh my gosh. I would love to see the absolute chaos by those double Death Stars, but please don't do that. On the other hand, Ikra, we have water. I think the next player is called Carmen. Yevgeny, Still Loving You, Tokonami Darkside, and the Lavrushka. I think that's how you pronounce that. The Lavrushka. I don't know what that means, but Kamen apparently means stone in Russian. Lavrushka, I have exactly no idea what it means. So please bear me on this, and I'm going to hold a new poll now. Yukon it is, and we only have 2 more minutes to go with APA. We have 6 already on this on already on one side, and we're waiting for Yennefer to go in and play. They are already through to Blitz Ultimate Cup, barring any investigations of rule violations. They should be through mathematically. With Ikra at the moment, they are going to be taking quadruple type 71s, 1 Vickers Slide, 1 60 TP, and they can't take an M41 Bulldog. That will give a technical victory to APA. And Water will be playing in the Type 71 instead. APA will now go for double Death Stars, triple Type 71s, and double T1 LT. Kitsune is now in. Last AFK is probably having a holiday tonight. I know it's a tough week for all of the teams in the Professionals, Challengers, and Lower Echelon Championship. What I want to say is you all have done a really good job coming to this stage now. For all the teams, no matter where you are, no matter if you're in the Professional Tournament or the Challengers Tournament and the Lower Echelon Championship, you've all worked hard to this stage, and you all deserve some credits for playing some really exciting tournament matches, and I mean it. And I, as part of the viewers, I have to say huge thank you to all of you for showing us some really great battles. But APA won't take double Death Star. They won't take a double Death Star. So they're going to play a little bit seriously. Let's go in and see. They are going to take a 1-2-1B. Interesting call. Will it work? And let me check. The scoreboard is looking okay. Let's go up and watch. Ikra versus APA, with APA from the south spawn, Ikra from the north spawn. We can see Kitsune and Elmeri. Sorry. Well, apparently Elmeri has forgotten to take some other consumables, and he's getting some complaints that he spotted while crossing. Receives a hit from Water, while we're seeing Ikra getting a big push down the middle. APA will have to get ready for this push. This will descend into Maelstrom. Ernest is the focus for Ikra, and Kamin is now coming from behind, trying to get Uni here, but Ernest has now spot up Yevgeny, trying to take Yevgeny out of the way. Ikra is trying to turn the attention to Ernest, but Lavrushka is now dead, and it's now a 6-7. Immediately, APA has started this brawl very well, but now Ernest has been shut down by Ikra. He won't be surviving any longer. Still Loving You is the focus for APA. Ernest is now dead. Daze is pretty much flanking from behind. No, shooting from behind, putting a double tap onto Darkside. Still Loving You is now dead. Uni is quite low, but we are seeing here Ventium sniping from the back quite nicely, and also he has some accompaniments. But Kitsune is going to run away. He's going to dish Ventium. He is not going to help Ventium, and Ventium will be very angry about that. I'm just joking. I think it's part of the plan. Look at Ikra. They're struggling to push even further, and they are now trapped by APA. Cannon is now dead, and we could see Kitsune in the Sheridan looking to spot Yevgeny. A big shot on the move, with Yevgeny now down to 860. We could see Elmeri being taken out. Darkside and Tokunami is holding on, but they won't last for long. Darkside is dead. Tokunami is dead. Kitsune will still brawl with Yevgeny, looking to put a big shot onto Yevgeny. It is a good shot, and both tanks rammed one another. I don't think we're seeing damage being done on Kitsune's side, but Kitsune takes a hit here, but will kill Yevgeny. With Water, the last person standing, Ventium almost fully reloaded, and Water definitely looking at Kitsune, and Opry3 puts a good shot to Water. Water misses Kitsune, and it will be Daze getting the kill on Water. A great start for APA. Ikra's push is a good idea, but they couldn't commit Well, I'm not sure if they couldn't commit to the push, but it's more like they are looking at tanks that are running away from the push. Yeah, I like what Ernest is doing here, although he did the least damage, but he is pretty much buying time for APA to respond and delaying the focus fire of Ikra. Ikra wants Ernest out of the fight. I'm not sure if Ernest and Ikra have some kind of you know, feud and rivalry, but apparently Ikra hates Ernest a lot, and they just want to get Ernest out of the way as soon as possible. I believe it's not the case. I believe it's just Ikra finding Ernest a convenient target to focus, but suddenly Ernest just runs away, and Ikra suddenly needs to switch tanks to focus, and that kind of hesitation allowed APA to put a couple of shots onto the rushing team of Ikra, and this gives APA a 1-0 victory here. So it's a bright start for APA. Ikra, currently in 3rd position. If they lose tonight, they are still in the top 4, because the 5th and the 6th place both have 4 points. But APA, we're going to be seeing a triple 60 TP, 1 IS-7, 1 Sheridan, 1 IS-4, and 1 Kramwagen, with Ikra going for quadruple Type 71s, double 60 TPs, and 1 Concept 1B. We're going to go back in on Yukon. APA so far doing an amazing job, and Ikra, they will have to do something different. They can't just push immediately. APA has trained a lot of times with their initial strats. Very prepared to assault a push, and assault a push they did. And APA will look to do something similar if Ikra is going to do the same thing. And we're going to follow Kitsune and the Sheridan, looking to spot in the middle. He hasn't spotted tanks yet. Yevgeny. It's going to stick close to the red line. Ikra will get C with Kamin and the C cap, where we could see APA. Oh, interesting call. They are ditching B. They are trying to cap B, but they are like, no, we're not going to this one. B cap is rubbish, and APA thinks that this could be working for them. They have no cap. Ikra has a cap, but look at Ventium. Oh, Kamin is showing the backside to APA. Now APA senses the opportunity to push onto Kamin. I think this could be a good call, but Kitsune gets absolutely decimated there. But so is Kamin. Kamin has been immediately removed, and well, what's a huge start for APA here. But Darkside has now come in to take out Ernest here. Ernest is not very healthy at the moment, and Ikra has now responded to this push from APA. APA now, they need a good focus fire. They're focused now onto Water, while Uni and also Ventium. And we can see APA also looking for Darkside, will be killed by Object 3. It's a 5 versus 6 with El Murray being shut down here, and he has to stay really safe. Water is the one shot with El Murray being killed by the focus fire of Ikra. Water is now dead. It's a 4 versus 5, but APA is catching up. APA is holding this one well. They still have the numerical advantage, and this is what they need. They need to consistently have the numerical advantage, and the Lavrushka is going to be taken out by Uni with Ventium now down to a 2-shot. Kitsune is now dead. And Daze with 2 shots in the clip now. Great shot onto Yevgeny. It's 3 versus 4. Ventium has to stay alive. The hit points in huge favor of APA now, but it's now 3 versus 3. If Ikra is able to work together with the focus fire, APA will have. APA could still lose. It's not a definite win for APA yet. Oh, it's a bounce from Object 3 onto Still Loving You, and this could be a big one there. Tokonami bounces onto Object 3. So Ikra also manages to do a couple of bounces, but APA is now struggling to stay together. And this is a huge opportunity for Ikra to now focus fire and start whittling down hit points of APA. The Daze has now come in to try to get some shots in, but Uni bounces the shot, and Uni gets killed. Oh, APA, they could be fluffing this one. They could. Oh my gosh, Akra could be looking for a comeback here. Yevgen is now dead, but Object 3, he needs to survive. He needs to score a bounce from Tokonami. Tokonami will get Object 3 out of the way. And Days with very low DPM. Oh dear, can he do this? He has to get Still Loving You out of the way. Still Loving You bounces! Both their bounces stays. One more shell in the clip. Must absolutely get Still Loving You out of the way. Oh my goodness me. How did APA throw this one away? Oh no. Oh, it's another bounce. Ikra has this in the bag now. APA, the last minute has been a bit catastrophic for them, and they have to forget about this immediately and think ahead for the next match. Well done to Ikra and APA. They were very, very good in the early and the mid-game stages, but they completely fell apart in the late-game stages, and that kind of performance got APA the loss. They were at a good advantage, but with a couple of bounces going against them, and they disorganized. They got disorganized. Ikra able to put more shells in, and the tanks of Tokonami and Still Loving You are very crucial in this battle. Will give Ikra the win, bringing this to a 1-1 now. We are going to Black Goville, and we're going to be seeing changes. Well, what are we going to be seeing here? El Murray, we take the 6 CP. APA has to stay vigilant, because bounces like these are what is costing them the matches. You don't want to throw away such an important win, but then, as we said, APA is mathematically safe in the top 4. All they need to do is to frustrate Ikra and put them at higher pressure for tomorrow, because if Ikra wins against APA, their chances in the top 4 will dramatically increase, and that will mean that Gravitas and the Pink team will have a really hard time in making a comeback. I digress though. Ikra will be taking quadruple Type 71, a Sheridan, an IS-4, and a 60 TP with APA now. They are still deciding on what tanks to take. Black Goville is an open map, so it favors a lot of crossfire, and they are taking double medium or lights in this situation, but they have to hurry up. There is not a lot of time left. They have to decide which tank to take, and they still have to decide. Oh, but Elmeri, get ready! Oh! They are ready just in time. It could have been a disaster if they weren't able to ready up in time, but they have. They're going to be taking quadruple Type 71s, T100 LT, and a 60 TP. Now we're going to be seeing APA from the south spawn with Ikra from the north spawn. APA going for A, and Uni going for middle. And Ikra spreading out the team for a moment here. And we can see Katsuna in the T100 LT going to get the spots up for APA. Oh, Katsuna spotted up 3 tanks pushing through the silos. Uni has put a shot onto Carmen, but Days and Kitsune will definitely feel the pressure now. They're going to be the pressure points, and with APA quite far back, that could potentially allow Ikra to focus down Days immediately. They are getting really aggressive now. Carmen looking to put a big shot onto Days. Days is not going to survive for long. Tokonami will have the crossfire, but at the same time, APA has the crossfire from behind, but Uni has been shut down there. Days is not going to last for long, and Ikra is going to have a tank advantage, and the oh my gosh, Lavrushka is now very, very low, down to 1 shot. But APA, they don't have the hit point pool lead. They're looking to make a push through the middle, and Uni is quite low. Murray is going to get Lavrushka out of the way, and it's going to be the case. It will be the case. And APA, they are looking to get Darkside out of the way, but Ernest is now very low. Will be taken out by Darkside. There is a lot going on here. but Ventium has a lot of hit points and not quite with the team. This can be a problem here. Still Loving You is now dead, and now Murray is looking for Tokonami, and Ventium is now going in to support Object 3, but that might be a bit too late though. Hit points are still not with APA, and they lost El Murray there. Darkseid's dead. It's a 4 versus 4 situation. Object 3 barely survives, and he must do this because Yevgeny is going to look for Object 3. Tokonami is dead. Kitsune is dead. Oh dear, oh dear. Object 3 is also dead. Ikra, that push worked. And Ventium still has lots of hit points. Uni absolutely needs to land a killing shell, but it's a bounce for Uni. APA struggling with getting the shots in, and that could be the issue here. Ventium gets the kill on Carmen, and Yevgeny is a one-shot at the moment. Water is still really healthy. There is still a chance for APA to win this one, but it's going to be really tricky. They are potentially trapped by Water's line of fire, and all APA needs to do is hope that they can get out of this area without being shot at. And Water will be very important in taking a look at where Ventium is. And both tanks have missed their shells, leaving Uni a little bit isolated there alone near the corner. Ikra gets A, and that will give them the cap lead, but they still have to wait a lot longer. And Uni still spotted. Yevgeny has to stay safe. He doesn't want to die in this situation, because he's going to be an important player to get the caps and to have APA tanks chasing around. Uni still there. Water really looking for a shot onto Uni, and I think what Water is now doing, he is going straight onto Uni, and it's going to drop down now. Can Uni survive with Ventium now very far away from Uni? I think this could be a bad call from APA. APA with Uni unable to kill Yevgeny. Water is going to be really close with Uni now. Uni is dropping the adrenaline. Great shot onto Water, but Water, great shot onto Uni as well. Uni has to pan the next shell. He does do that, and Water has to hope that he will get a kill on Uni, which he does. Ventium will now try to put some shots onto Water, but it's going to be a really long distance, and Ventium can't do that here. Ventium is going to run away. He's not going to get B even. He is still looking for Yevgeny, but Water might be able to put a shot from this angle onto Ventium. Ventium hope he will be able to kill Yevgeny, but this is going to get yeah, this is not going to happen. Water puts a good shot onto Ventium. Ventium bounces onto Water. See ya, Carmelo, thanks for joining in. And Yevgeny puts a great shot onto Ventium, bringing this to a 2-1 for Ikra. Ikra, well done here. Good push. And I think APA overestimated their strategy there. They allowed tanks to be isolated. They were trying to sit behind, but they didn't know that Ikra is a decisive team. They push without any hesitation, and this is a problem. AP wasn't able to put a lot of shells to Ikra while they push, and they weren't able to draw an advantage in the hit points. And with AP tanks quite disorganized at this point, Ikra was able to get a win on the first match on Black Goldfield. We'll go back into Black Goldfield very soon. We're going to be seeing changes for APA versus Ikra. APA, we will have El Murray in the back chat this time. APA with double IS4, Kitsune in the Sheridan, Ventium and Object 3 double Type 71, and Days in the 60TP. Ikra, on the other hand, we're seeing quadruple Type 71 potentially, Yevgeny in the Sheridan, Water in the IS4, Darkseid in the Crown Wagen. And I think this is the final lineup for Ikra, unless Still Loving You is not taking the Type 71. He has changed into an M6Yo. 2-1 for Ikra. Ventium might change into another tank. 20 more seconds to go. He has to ready it up soon. Ventium will change to a 60TP. Days will be in the 60TP. What will happen this time? Hello, Platon. How are you doing? Yeah, we got the right scoreline. Let's see. Now, Black Goville, we have APA blue team from the north spawn with Ikra red team from the south spawn. APA. We're seeing APA going for A and Ikra going for a spread for A. I'm saying Kitsune is going to spot tanks in an interesting position using this bush. Spotted up Yevgeny only. I don't think he will be able to spot Darkside and Co. And Ikra, very interesting move here. They are ready for tanks going past this lane. And Murray isn't doing that, otherwise he will be killed already. Like what Ikra is trying to do. But they're going to be seeing nothing. So that might be information for Ikra that most of the tanks are going to be near A. Kitsune is going to run away in the Sheridan, takes a hit from Darkside, and now Murray sticking close to the red line, hoping to cross without getting spotted. But Yevgeny is still in position to get the spots. He is going to be an important light tank there. So Murray's not going to cross yet. Object 3 is going to drop into A, trying to get A. And that will allow Ikra to turn their attention to A here. And not the attention onto Murray. Murray, now you can cross. You can cross now. Oh, actually no. Murray is trying to put shots onto Cabin. And that first shell actually landed. Now Ikra is going to rotate their forces over to C. And now Murray is going to go for a drone reload. Takes a hit from afar. APA still has the hit point pool lead. So there is not much that APA could do right now. They just have to conserve hit points with Ikra. Oh, Yevgeny might be able to put a shot onto Murray, and Murray might be trapped now. This is not looking good for APA. Yevgeny though is having some backup, and they're looking to get C. They will get some cap wins, but Yevgeny's shot didn't land. And Murray is very cautious because soon it's going to run away. Ooh, but we are saying Yevgeny, the shot again landing nowhere, and the Batchat and the Sheridan is able to run away from C, going back to safety, but they will still be staying near the spawn to get information for APA. Ikra, they have to find a way to rotate. They have to find a way to push, but it's going to be really tricky. Oh, a good shot onto El Murray by Tokonami. APA, they still have to conserve hit points, still not over yet, especially when the light tanks, their hit points are being whittled down at the moment. They do need those light tanks in the late game stages. They have the DPM, they have the mobility. Tokonami is being spotted, and we could see Tokonami being a bit more aggressive. They spotted. Tokonami may be able to put a shell. Oh, but Tokonami receives a hit from Days. Ikra, they are dropping hit points. That will be very difficult for Ikra to push. AP, on the other hand, they're getting aggressive over to Ikra spawn. Not very confident. That might be not very confident about this. They have to be really careful. They don't have to be too aggressive. Lavrushka getting double tapped by Object 3 and Ernest, but Object 3 also took a hit. Uni in that position. Tokonami getting shot again. APA really frustrating Ikra whichever way they could. Now Ventium's coming for Water. Water has to turn before Ventium able to put a shot, but it's not successful. Water takes a hit from Ventium, and AP is still bleeding at this point. Object 3 is quite low, and we could see a 1 versus 1 brawl between Water and also Ventium. Ventium turning the attention onto Darkside potentially with Water shot. It's the call for Ventium put a big shot onto Darkside. At the same time, double light tanks are being isolated, but Nafrushka has been taken out. Still Lovey is trying to take out Object 3 using the full clip here. And Object 3 will hope that he will be able to survive the onslaught here. It's going to be really tricky. APA, they need this. They need this one. But Object 3 is being taken out here. Water is a one-shot. It's now a 6 versus 6. APA, can they do it? APA, Ernest getting shot from behind. And Ernest will get Water. But he's going to be a one-shot. Still over, you will take out Ernest. But the Capwoods are still with AP at the moment. Darkside is now a one-shot. Daze is going to be taken out. And it will be the case. And Uni is still very healthy. Has to start losing hit points. Good kill onto Darkside. It's now a 4 versus 4. The Capwoods still with APA. They have to stay alive. They have to really stay alive. Big shot onto Cabin by Ventium. But still over, you will get the kill on Ventium now. 4 versus 3. APA really struggling now. Kitsune has to stay alive. He's a one-shot. Murray also not very healthy here. But Ikra, so far, they are spread out. So that's could still be an advantage here for APA. El Murray looking to get a kill on Tokonami. It wasn't successful though. And Kitsune is being taken out by SLW. Tokonami has been killed. Now, A will be captured by Ikra. That will give them lots of cap points. But APA will try get C. And Ikra will try get B as well. Now, APA doesn't have the cap points. And this is going to be important for Uni. They need tanks out of the way. Uni isn't able to get a reset on Still Over You. And at this moment in time, Ikra with more caps and more cap points. They just only need to stay alive now. They need not to lose any tanks. Uni down to one shot. Still Over You is being tagged by El Murray. Good shot onto Still Over You. El Murray down to one shot now. Yevgeny, great shot onto El Murray. I think this will go to Ikra. Great kill onto Uni now. Well done to Ikra. Ikra. Amazing. Amazing game. It's a 3-1. I got the wrong score and I have to apologize. It's now Ikra leading 3-1. 6 tanks doing more than 2k. APA only 4 tanks doing more than 2k. Match point to Ikra, and we are now on to Dynasty's Pearl. Will APA be able to make a comeback here? Ikra, they needed this win. Are they able to win 4-1 against APA again for a second time? If they are able to do so, they will have a really good chance of qualifying for the top 4. APA, now they're going to be changing tanks. They might need to change their strategy. Ikra, we're going to be seeing a couple of Type 71s, but we will see. I'm going to end the poll right now. APA is predicted to win, according to the viewers. 77% of you is saying APA would win. So now we're going to be seeing Still Over You and Tokonami double Type 71s. 1 T-Word LC for Yevgeny, double IS4 for Cabin and Afrushka. Water 215B. APA on the other hand now taking quadruple IS4s by Uni, El Murray, Ernest and Daze. Double Type 71s by Ventium and Object 3 with Kitsune in the 60 TP, and we'll go in to Dynasty's Pearl and see what both teams are going to do. Let's find out now. There we go. APA on the north side, match point to Ikra. APA must win this one, but even if they don't, they are already through to the Blitz Ultimate Cup. So this is not an extremely important round for APA, and Ikra is more important for them to win, so that they will be comfortable coming to the matches tomorrow. Yevgeny. Oh, APA seems to know where Yevgeny's going, but Yevgeny will be able to spot both Ventium and Object 3. Good information for Ikra and APA. Kitsune going near B and Daze going past B. Is APA lining up for a push near B here? And Ikra, they have to be careful. APA looking very strong near the middle, and they're going to go back and try and get B. Daze is not dropping into B at the moment. Kitsune is going to draw the entire Icarus team to get Kitsune out, and now APA, now it's time to get a push onto Lavrushka, and Kitsune will hope to go past those Icarus tanks, but he's not able to do so. Oh my god! An ammo rack onto dark side from Kitsune, and Lavrushka has been taken out, and suddenly everything has gone to life. B with Yevgeny looking to get shots in and kills here. APA looking very strong now. It's 4 versus 7. That ammo rack really made all the difference here. Daze going past B, object free, looking for Yevgeny. But look at how inspired APA is right now. Uni brawling with Carmen. Will be looking at Yevgeny from the back. Uni needs some help. He's going to go forward. He spotted up water. He won't last for long. Daze has come in, but APA, their organization, still needs to be there because they really need those kills. Acra can still win this one if APA loses focus. Water is dead. And we are also seeing Still Over You being taken out here by Ventium's Ram. Object free is dead. It's a 2 versus 5, and it looks very unlikely that Acra is going to win. Great kill onto Kitsune by Carmen. And we can see Carmen being shut down by both Daze and El Murray. And APA looking quite confident now. El Murray takes a hit from Carmen. And we're seeing Ventium coming from behind. Daze bounces onto Carmen. Carmen now on one shot. Ventium ignoring Carmen for now. Good shots from Carmen onto Daze, and Ventium isn't able to push a shot onto Carmen just yet. Daze will kill Carmen, leaving Yevgeny the last person standing with Tolion or Ernest doing circles with Yevgeny. But Yevgeny will not engage, and we will see another match very soon. APA bring this to a 2-3. Huge commiserations to Acra right there. That ammo rack was uncalled for. It was really rude, but it has to happen that way. APA, they are definitely not polite. They definitely want a win. They won't settle for a loss, obviously. This dominant performance will put them to a 2-3 scoreline, and yeah, are we going to be seeing changes? I was informed that we already have results for the pink team. 4-0 against Raid and 4-0 against Jokes is what I am told. Yes, it is 4-0 for the pink team, so I will include that here. How about Raid versus Spit Renery? Raid, they're still playing against Spit Renery team at the moment, so they must have won some battles. Finally, we have Serenity. Serenity against Gravitas team. They are still playing at the moment here, but the pink team winning against the pink team winning against Jokes would be important. Both Raid and Jokes 4-0 for the pink team. It's a good night for the pink team, but tomorrow is the most important for them. They will have to hope that results are going for their way. For example, defeats of Ikra and Spit Renery team, and also Gravitas team if they want to get close to the top 4. And as we are seeing here on Dynasty's Pearl, Ikra now triple IS4, 160 TP, double Type 71 and VK 72, with APA going for a 60 TP for triple IS4 and double Type 71s. APA now going for C, and we're seeing Ikra, they're dropping onto C as well. So we could see a big fight happening soon. Are we going to be seeing another ammo rack here? We hope that's not going to be an ammo rack for Ikra. They don't deserve an ammo rack. One ammo rack is enough. One ammo rack is enough. Even one ammo rack is too much. We can see Kitsune in the 60 TP and bounces onto the gun of Kitsune. At the same time, APA doing something similar as last battle. Are they going for B? Yevgeny's been spotted. Icarus, pretty much the entire team spotted. Dark side coming from the left side of APA. Daze has been spotted. You can see Dark side, great shot onto Daze, but at the same time, Lavrushka has been shot at APA. I think they will struggle to hold. They're trying to get B, but Acro might be able to reset B. Some shots been fired still, but APA successfully gets B. Maybe now the IS4 will turn the attention for Darkside. Ventium coming from behind. Now Darkside is going to be the focus for AP, and Ikra needs to do something to address this issue. This is a big issue. Ventium is going to be the focus fire for Ikra. Ventium needs to wiggle his tank and bounce some shots, but he's going to take double tap from Ikra. On the other hand, Ikra double IS4 is going to push onto Optic 3. Optic 3 is going to buy as much time as possible, and APA has made a big call to push onto both Water and Yevgeny. They really need to get the focus fire on point. Ernest is looking for Water to put a shot in here, and Kitsune is not really connected with the rest of the team at the moment. Yevgeny's now dead. Uni's now dead. It's 6 versus 6. Hit points in huge favor of Ikra at the moment, and Ernest is not very healthy here. They have found Darkside that is isolated, but Darkside will put a big shot onto Ventium, and Optic 3 will be taken out. Darkside has been taken out. It has taken some time for Ikra to take out Object 3, and there is a miss from Still Loving You onto Ventium. Now, Ventium is trying to come in to get a big shot onto Still Loving You, and now Mary is going in the way of Ventium. Tokonami is dead. Daze needs to survive. Great shot onto Carmen, but Carmen is looking for Ventium instead. Great kill to Still Loving You. I think AP might be able to make a comeback here. Ernest is down, and Kitsune is brawling with Lavrushka, but it's a bounce from Kitsune onto Lavrushka. Daze is dead, but we have Water and Carmen still very far behind from the rest of the team. Carmen, Lavrushka, great shot onto Kitsune. Kitsune will get a kill onto Lavrushka now. Murray will need to try to shield Kitsune. Kitsune has to stay alive, and now Murray needs to lose some hit points here. They're trying to go for C. Water has been blocked and going for Kitsune. Kitsune needs to land a shell onto Carmen, but it's a bounce again. Oh, Kitsune is definitely having a bad game in this match. And Kitsune is using the carcass to survive, but I think Kitsune is a one-shot, has to absolutely survive. This land a big shell once again. It's a bounce. Could have been a double tap onto Carmen, and Carmen will be no more, and this could actually potentially go in favor of APA. But as we speak, APA, Al Murray now down to one shot. But Carmen bounces. Carmen takes a hit from Al Murray. Water is definitely going to land a shot onto Al Murray. Carmen will not get killed by Al Murray, but Water will be trying to shut down Water, and Ikra gets the win on APA again. This is a 4-2 victory, and this is a huge victory for Ikra. And with that victory, that will put them in a really good position in the top 4 now. And now I think Ikra, there is nothing to lose for them. They just need to have a good night for tomorrow. Potentially, they just need to win more in order to qualify. And it all boils down to whether Split Rennery team is able to hold up tomorrow. And the pink team, I think they're on the verge of being kicked out of the top 4 fights, and things are starting to shape out. And I have to say, huge well done to Ikra. They deserve to win this fixture. And APA looks a little bit lackluster in this round, although they are mathematically through. But they still have to perform really well in the final stages. But now are we going to be seeing some results here. Serenity has beaten Gravitas 4-1 with Spit Rennery team beating Raid 4-2. Commiserations to Raid. At least they won 2 battles against Spit Rennery team, so that's commendable. But Serenity, I think with that win against Gravitas team now, let's look at the table. The table will be as follows. Ikra, now with 7 round wins. Serenity with the win on Gravitas here. That means Serenity is also through to the Blitz Ultimate Cup. It all boils down to the final day, where Ikra is currently leading the pink team with 2 round wins and 3 round wins for Gravitas team. Spit Rennery team at the moment is in the 4th place with 6 round wins. And let's also look at the schedule tomorrow. I mean, let's also put that to the diary. Sorry, no diary is here. Again, let's start again. We have Ikra winning APA 4-2, the pink team winning Jokes 4-0, Spit Rennery team winning Raid 4-2, and Serenity winning Gravitas team 4-1. And we could see the leaderboard so far: APA, Serenity, and occupying the top 2 spots. Both of them are through to the Blitz Ultimate Cup, and tomorrow will be a training day for these 2 clans, and they can rotate their squad so that the fringe players can get a chance to play in the professionals tournament. For Ikra, they are likely qualifying to the Blitz Ultimate Cup as they have 7 round wins, and they are leading by 2 round wins against the pink team. Spit Rennery team with 2 good performances tonight. Although they lost to Serenity 3-4 in a tiebreaker, but they won against Raid 4-2. But they are leading the pink team at the moment by 6 round wins. And tomorrow, we look at the schedule of all the teams here, of Ikra, Spit Rennery, the pink team, and Gravitas. They will be fighting against Spit Rennery team, the pink team, and Raid. So they have to fight against teams near them. And I'm afraid they have to pick up wins on all of them in order to qualify here. Especially a win against Spit Rennery team. This is going to be crucial if they want to go to a top 4. If they want to get top 4. With the results tonight, we have to say goodbye to both Raid and Jokes as they succumb to defeats in round 11. And tomorrow, their only objective is to derail some of the clans' fight for the top 4. And they can absolutely do that on a really good day, but they will not be qualifying to the Blitz Ultimate Cup. Or to play for the very last day. It will be between Ikra, Spit Rennery, Pink Team, and Gravitas for the last 2 positions in the Blitz Ultimate Cup. Looking at Ikra's schedule, they have the Pink Team, Raid, and Serenity. Technically, they should be able to win against Raid. And if that's the case, then the Pink Team, the only way they can qualify tomorrow is for them to win all of their matches. Because Spit Rennery team will also face Jokes tomorrow. So with that, they will have 7 round wins potentially. And the pink team, their opponents are Gravitas, Ikra, and Spit Rennery team. All really difficult opponents for the pink team. And if they want to qualify, they absolutely have to beat them all. And if the pink team wants to overtake Ikra, then not only do they have to win 4-0 against Ikra, they also have to win their, the lost match that might happen for the pink team. They have to win 3 battles. They have to win 3 battles. So this is the only way that they could go about this. They can't allow Ikra to win against the pink team. If the pink team wins against Spit Rennery team in this situation, the pink team won against Spit Rennery team the first time. So if the Pink team wins against Spit Rennery team and Spit Rennery team. Okay, so let's put it this way. Spit Rennery team, they have Gravitas, Jokes, and the Pink team. Technically speaking, they should be able to win Gravitas and Jokes. However, if Pink team wins against Spit Rennery team, no matter how well Spit Rennery team performs tomorrow, they won't qualify to the top 4 because the Pink team has won Spit Rennery team the first time, and if they win Spit Rennery team the second time round, they will overtake Spit Rennery team in terms of the tiebreak. No matter what happens here, I think there is a lot that could happen. If we see a tiebreak for Ikra, Spit Rennery, and the Pink team, let's actually do that calculation. Let's do that calculation now. Alright, so bear with me on this. So let's assume that Ikra is able to win Raid 4-0, and I mean, doesn't matter how many battles Raid wins. And also Spit Rennery team to win 4-0 against Gravitas and also Jokes. Alright, let's assume that AP wins 4-0 here. Just an example on the hypothetical scenario here. We're just forcing a 3-way tie between Ikra, Spit Rennery team, and the Pink team, and we will assume that APA would win 4-0 against Jokes, Gravitas to win 4-0 against Raid. Just an example. Don't quote me on this. Pink team to win against Spit Rennery. Let's say 4-0 for now. 4-0 for now. Serenity to beat Ikra 4-0. And Ikra to lose against Pink team 4-0 for now. And Serenity to win against Jokes and AP to win against. Okay, so let's have this example right here. So what I have is that Pink for tomorrow they will be winning Gravitas, Spit Rennery, and also Ikra. So they will win 3 rounds. For Spit Rennery, I hypothesize that they will lose against the Pink team, a win against Jokes, and also Gravitas. With Ikra, I assume they will lose against Serenity, win against Raid, and lose against the Pink team. So let's see what happens here. Okay, in this situation where we have a 4-way tie, we have the Pink team that will be in the top 4. If we have a 3-way tie, this is going to be the outcome. Ikra will be out of top 4. Spit Rennery team will be in the top 4 with 2 head-to-head victories, because in this situation, the Pink team would have won against Ikra. Okay, so I'm going to explain this scenario. So in this scenario, when we are seeing a 3-way tie between the Pink team, Spit Rennery team, and Ikra, the Pink team, they will. We are looking at the head-to-head performances between the Pink team and Spit Rennery and Ikra. In this hypothetical scenario, we have the Pink team winning against BPS twice, and that's already 2. They lost to Ikra for the first time in the first stage. If they won against Ikra for the second time, that's 3 head-to-head wins for them, so they're through on a tiebreaker. Spit Rennery team in this situation, they would have won at least one round against Ikra. Actually 2 rounds against Ikra, and lose all 2 of them to Pink team. So in terms of the head-to-head results, Serenity team will be through, with IKRA losing to the pink team once and winning them once, but losing to the Serenity team twice, meaning in a tiebreak situation of 3 teams tied with 8-round wins, IKRA will be out of top 4. Okay. Okay, so let's revert back to the current situation. Let's revert to the current situation. Currently, we have the top 4 being APA, Serenity, IKRA, and Serenity team. If IKRA wants to qualify to the Blitz Ultimate Cup, they have to at least win 2 in order to qualify, and one of them will be against Raid. So that's, unless Raid is able to make an upset, that would mean IKRA will be able to go through. IKRA technically only needs to win either one against the pink team or Serenity team. If they can win against the pink team, and that's really good. That will put them in a good position, and I think that would give them the qualification. If they can win against Serenity, that's even better. Then no matter, then it will go down to the fight between Serenity and the pink team, where if the pink team manages to win against Serenity team, then Serenity team will be through to the top 4, and pink team, no matter how well they play in the final 3 rounds, if they lose to Serenity team, it's all over. They must win all their rounds tomorrow in order to qualify to, well, they don't have to win all rounds actually. They just have to beat Serenity team. So all the attention will be on Serenity versus pink. Pink team, if they can win against Serenity, there is a chance for the pink team to qualify. So again, let's sum up. Gravitas, there is an outside chance of qualifying to top 4. I'm not going to calculate how they could, but their chances are pretty much slim. They have lost to IKRA twice, I believe. No, they actually won against IKRA, but IKRA got 6 battle wins here, and BPS with Gravitas with only 5. So IKRA will be above Gravitas team in this tiebreak situation. So they also have to win all of their final matches in order to qualify. So everything will hinge on the match between the pink team and also Serenity team, which will happen on the first round of tomorrow. And if Serenity team wins against the pink team, then I think everything will be decided at that point, and no team below will be able to break through to the top 4, unless suddenly we have IKRA losing all of their remaining games and Serenity team losing all the remaining 2 rounds as well. But I don't really see that happening. That will rely on both Raid and Jokes to do exceptionally well tomorrow and spoil the party. So pretty much the role of, let me just press the button again. So pretty much what Raid and Jokes could do tomorrow, just spoil the party, derail any hopes of some of the teams of IKRA, Gravitas, Serenity and pink team in reaching top 4. APA Serenity are through by mathematics, pending any violation checks, but I don't think that would be the case. So this has been me, Wildwood's Helper, and I will be back tomorrow following the last round of the EU server and also the Apex server. Apex server is a lot more exciting, and Matbox has predicted the final 4 class to be ID, barely qualifying actually in the 4th place, our risk to be qualifying in the first place, R to qualify in the second place, and P1 to qualify in the third place. But we will see what's going to happen tomorrow. But lots can still happen. GRS can still qualify. GV can still qualify with an outside chance. But yeah, anything can happen. We don't know what's going to happen. But EU is a little bit more set in